This is a message of tolerance and peaceful coexistence brought to you by iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
Welcome to the Sundown Show. On this show, we bring you the movers and shakers of South Sudan and the world over. We engage in debates and discussions that unearth the stories behind the news. And we have our light moments too by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. We stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. The Sundown. For the news, views, opinion, debates, and discussions. Listen to who is who talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on the Sundown, your eye on South Sudan.
Hello, happy new month and happy International Labor Day. Welcome to the Sundown Show Radio with me, Madrama James. Today is Thursday, the 1st of May, 2025. The program comes to you Monday to Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. for a comprehensive look at the daily events, the latest information, in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and exciting surprises. To be part of the show, call us on 0911-22986-986. Send for us a text message on 0913-986-986. If you can't access the radio, we are also on Facebook, X to YouTube, and more. You can also stream this broadcast live by logging to our website at www.iradio.org. Coming up. The Minister of Labour, James Hothamai, says despite the absence of official gathering to commemorate the 2025 Labour Day, his ministry is actively working on several key initiatives to improve workers' conditions across the country.
We are working on minimum wage that will fulfill also the things our people are really suffering in hotel and everywhere. So we are working on labor migration policies together with Minister of Interior.
Yes, Minister Hothmai will provide for us insight of that particular key initiative in this first hour. Meanwhile, South Sudan marks Labour Day. The South Sudan Workers' Trade Union is urging the government to empower women by introducing microfinance initiative to support small-scale businesses and improve livelihood at the grassroots level.
Ukumade kede ainule na sawin kede wodilo umon mikin hajaji loans to raise them up with the business. These days, family hulu gigo budube na sawin. Ita kan ma indu mara fi bed o muskela. Mara ba aga dartala min bed ba aga darwa feti sufisu. Bamulo a small business. Most of them even sometime on bamulo na zodobi asan biligo asunu meisa lebele iyal.
We will get more update directly from Meling Mary Moga, who is the Secretary for Women and Child Affairs at the Trade Union office right there. And meanwhile, SPLMIO says the strategic response by Artigono should have been jointly authored to reflect the wishes and views of the parties to the agreement right here.
So if you want to talk about peaceful way forward, you must also address challenges that surround violence. Like even yesterday, there was fighting in Pagak near the Ethiopian border. So if that document was meant to say, okay, let all of us come together and let us look at what is happening and what happened in March that was considered to have triggered all of this.
These stories and more coming to you in today's edition of the Sundown Show. All you need to do, stay tuned. I am your host, Madrama James. As usual now, let's have a quick break. And when we come back officially, we shall kickstart the show.
Basma le radio Hagiga, I radio, and Takum fi Junub Sudan.
Nama نتاكد في جنوب السودان مستمعين في كل محل. مرحبا بكم في برنامج بتاع Sundown show. معكم في تقديم أنا مدرما جيمس وأنا بيبدأ The story bit Honorable Hoth Mike, Labour Minister, now where he says despite the absence of an official gathering to commemorate the 2025 Labour Day, his ministry is actively working on several key initiatives to improve workers' conditions across the country. Minister Mai noted efforts are underway to establish a national minimum wage and comprehensive migration policies together with the Ministry of Interior to protect workers from exploitation. The minister also acknowledged the country's harsh working environment, but reaffirmed his ministry's commitment to creating a better future for workforce in the country. I spoke with the minister in an exclusive interview earlier today, and this is what he had to say.
We have not organized official function, so we let people actually to celebrate in their own houses with all these difficulties we have. I know people are celebrating it empty hand. There is no salary, there is nothing. But in the other part, yesterday, the president gave a statement congratulating the workers. I will add my voice that I want to congratulate them and I want to acknowledge their resilience with all these harsh conditions they are facing. No salaries. Now, everybody is celebrating in their own way, taking tea or doing anything in the house or visiting friends. I think this is the only celebration that individuals are doing. We have not organized any official function, giving all these, as I said, condition of our economy here. And then the after part, of course, of the government working actually is to improve the condition of our workers by enacting also rules, regulations, laws. As you know, we have been actually conducting the Labor Act that is giving right to our workers. Then we have actually we have developed regulation on the Act. We have developed also what we call social insurance funds, especially for private sector. And we are doing so many things. We are also trying to help the workers to make sure that they are working in a very good environment. We have done also our occupational safety and health. We want them to be safe. We are working on South Sudan employment policies that will come out very soon so that we guide also the employment. We are working with on minimal wages because it is true that our people are receiving less pay, especially in hotel, banking sector, and all companies that are working, at least to improve the life of our workers. So again, I want to congratulate them and I want to thank them for their resilience despite the fact that we are having a problem here and there. Yesterday, we had graduated about 512 youth in St. Vincent de Paul Community Center, carpentry, auto mechanic, electrician, computers, building, first aid. And these people, they will go to the market. At least it will help them. And the government think that by providing more vocational training, we will actually improve the life of people and therefore reducing even the insecurity that we have today because our youth are idle. There's nothing that they are doing. If you give them a skill, at least one will be able to do something just to maintain the family or his family. So I want to congratulate them. And let us continue with this. This is our country, and we will fix it as we go. And we brought this country out of suffering. Our millions of people died because of South Sudan. Whatever is happening is a matter of time. It will also go. As we fought for 21 years or more, at last we got our independence.
Finally, when are we seeing some good laws that protect the interest of South Sudanese workers? Very shortest period of time.
As I said earlier, we have developed policies. We are now actually developing South Sudan employment policies that will guide also our employment. This is number one. Number two, we are commissioning private employment agencies. That is in our act. A couple of them have actually applied. We are working on the regulation and guidelines for recruitment. One is finished. Now these people, they will help even these graduates from universities, from vocational training, from what? They will help them to get actually a job because some of our youth, when you graduate, you sit in the house waiting for a job to come to you. But we are telling them, you go and look for a job. Okay, this is number one. We have already developed. We have policy on occupational safety and health. It is there. We have an act of social insurance funds. It is already there. And then now we are working on minimum wage. That will perfect also the fellas, our people are really suffering in hotel and everywhere. So that policy also we are working on it. Anytime we'll finish. We are working on labor migration policies and migration policies together with Minister of Interior. All right. We are going to conduct actually a general workforce survey of South Sudan, labor workforce in South Sudan. We are looking at the age that's supposed to be in the market. And then also we are looking at people who are really in the market now, those who are working whether in the government or doing their private things. But we have handicapped. We are working with our development partners. We see money from them. We don't have our own. So sometimes we don't decide the date because these people will tell you now we have a bureaucratic setup. That will take even 1 year. But we are working on this. Now, when we finish with them, of course, implementation is another case. That is very difficult also because to change the mindset of people also needs a lot of work. So we are working on that as the Minister of Labor.
Honorable Hoth Mais, South Sudan Minister of Labor, talking to me earlier today. Meanwhile, as South Sudan Workers' Trade Union also marks this particular day, they are also urging the government to empower women by introducing micro initiative to support small-scale businesses and improve livelihood at the grassroots level. This year's Labor Day comes at a time when both the civil servants and informal formal workers are struggling with stagnant wages, soaring life cost, and growing economic uncertainty driven by inflation. Meling Mary Moga, she is the union's secretary for Women and Child's Affairs, stressed the disproportionate burden placed on women, many of whom engage in formal trade with little to support the family. Now more in this exclusive interview I had with Meling Mary also today.
Hukuma de kede ainu le nasawin kede wodilo umon mikin haja je loans to raise them up with the business. These days family kulu gigo budu be nasawin ita kan ma indu mara fi bet o muskela mara ba aga dar tala min bet ba aga dar rafeti sufisu ba mulo a small business. Most of them even sometime on ba mulo na zodobi asan biligo asunu me sale bet le iyal. So ana der agio gale hukuma kede aino len na jena sawin kede odilo mon lon kede odilo mon difa asan bagara da halu fisu suk tan na tala taroba kulu was taken by foreigners. Ana fisu gudele zada ana bonus kidare jamtana fisu ta gudele ana bitobi bamia ana bugumi ana bora la harde fe gabat ana vetis bamia ana bukutu firas besha nita bijebu mihinda biligopo go bes kam sale tabisulu bamia fi bet which is not having. So I encourage maybe ana bikele ngalina sawin kulu alifisu keden na support mun be support ke de gurale hukuma
ubadabta le hukuma karamu shino taban lo ana wona suino hukuma tabarro
hukuma ana kelem gale narufu gale yani country tan na de ulisa jana sakari wale ya gelasa leta bigobudu kanwaga tel be kasara lakini na mabisibu kede kasara na sisa don belet anna bigobudu gale hukuma kede hawil wadi lon le na sawin kede mon wadi lon le na sawin fi kan barnamij jake da gale na sawin ko di gurus yani kede mon kati futala o kwes lahin in some other ways I discourage it. Ana gi discourage ke fi na za winter nenda algemolo amulu tarbeza kida fi bet fi kasuma bab mon ma bagra amulu ijirata sunu ali hukuma der galeta gidafa yani itabidafa yani gurus kan mikin fi hukuma yani business certificate most of them mon ma indi. So it's going to be very difficult as someone be succeed pe barnamij da as someone be dakhalu fi sunu body lo mun grusta business so na der agio gali ukuma kede pedi sitere gatani ali special those one in the market ali indu starabezat sukeren de nazal garu fategila yal der akelu so bal indu dagagin mikin demon indu hospital romun fi lakin dal fi tarbeza naskabe je nasunude de nazal der rainumon kan ukuma bagri ligo haja habba je lon kida bagri wodile naze physically gura bederiga kweso bikun kwes
akira anta guta fi sugi tabiyal gajnabi ya kala saqud musuliyata der betabiyal ganuna lukuma kede jimwashan ke wodi sulta badu lana sawin juzu min dela zega bitebi qadarwat walgat kaman bamsuku suku bakilu bitom de hatu ganuna alta bamano kuma kede talabo
thank you yani ganuna limike no kuma bi bodi lenas yani bagar li jamulomon yalla biga bodi lomon mahal has like asa de zado ita bora fi sugina ita bigo mal hida galede malta filan o wanna sort Sudanese asan because of crisis ana maruf na der mahalata na kede ujuru be gurus ketir whereby nas na legena de wara hinakde mon ma bagar ligo guruze so ana hangi encourage kuma han bageder yani fatale na sawin sug alegena di local market fi local market fi mahala tanin local market de gito bi hajata li localita belede jana kelim gibel nas bam ya nas koroko nas shunude local market aker kede fatalo mon yala bagar li jamulo mon bagar sahal foga san fi support pam distomo
de ya to risala qasal ta dera sulana sawin fi alam kulu beda fi junub sudan
shukran sedid ana der kelim na sawin woye asan fi junub sudan ni mara lo han ma fi rojalta na magela malama so na der kelim mara kede wogi petinin kura o mara kede masibu jana gigeni fi bet gale asan mehia mafi gale asan rajal ta magodila na gurus mara kede ogi goy ko dera sol jana fi madrasa mara kede ogi goy kede akilo jena mara kede ogi goy kede aino warata jena asan weda tana de sab lakin na magi give up this one is our country so we have to stand strong to support our country to raise up the new generation bukra asan bijibo lenne sunu to gare fi belede mara kede ogi goy fi ay mahala leta fogo
na madeka risala gawi bietla min melinga Mary Moga secretary alam the Women and Child Affairs fi Traders Workers Traders Union fi Junuba Sudan. Obara mindak bardu ana gabel ma George Paul Baya who was Secretary General with South Sudan Workers Trade Union wana bada be dhapa arfu minu de atu shikil to wajad lohumal fi Workers Traders Union bielga fi Junuba Sudan kakul.
الديماند بتاعنا يعني في شنو لو سالري بعدين هاي ماركت وفي بعض حاجات علينا ده لكن حاجات اثنين رئيسيه ده يعني دايرين نقابل فيه سيد رئيس الجمهورية عشان هو بنقعد معه فيس تو فيس so that we can hear from him.
ودين ويلاقى برئيس وشنو طبعا عندكم Ministry of Trade عندكم Chamber of Commerce ومعلو بدبل بس رئيس.
ما عندنا في قانون إذا كان هنا فشلنا من ده بنمشي نقابل الرئيس نقعد معه فيس تو فيس بعدين بنشرح له المشاكل بتاعنا ده كله واكيد هنا كان قعدنا مع الرئيس وشرحنا له المشاكل ده he will solve it لكن how can we meet him يعني الطريقه اللي نقدر نقابل فيها هنا عارفينه هو بيقول كان قابلناه بيحل لنا مشكله
قبل تاخي مشاكل الومال قاعد بمر من فوق وبدبتم قاموا عشان كيف يهيلوا تواجد الكل
مشاكل طبعا الومال بنمر فوق ده إن عندنا دور بنمشي نقعد مع مثلا كان في وزاره بنقعد مع ناس ده اكيد بنهيلوا المشكله ده كان بقى ما في حتى في ستيتس كان بقى ما قادرين يهيلوا بيجيب لنا هنا بنراسل الناس في ستيت بقعد مع جفرمنت في ستيت ده عشان تسولف ذات بروبلم ده دور بتاعنا كده
موضوع بتاع السير في السوق حاليا يتبيلك 50 كيلو بتدقيق مثلا ده ب 200,000 وزول شغال في حكومة تقريبا بصرف 45,000 ما له سير بده ما بننزل في السوق
السير طبعا ما بننزل في السوق زي ما نشوفنا حد كرنس ده بقى ماشي فوق التاجر ده طبعا ياو بيجيب بضاعة بحد كرنس هو قد ما خطأ وفوقه عشان يجيبوا ربح له ما بقدر ده السبب بتاعه لأنه الدولار بقى ماشي زيادة فوق عشان كده التاجر طبعا ما دار خسارة نمرة 2 في تشيك بوينتس في حاجات في سكة اللي بيشيلوا ده في النمولة لكن بعد النمولة في هبال كتير حابل انت بيلقوا في سكة بيشيلوا قروش بيمشي تاني قدام بيشيلوا قروش يعني من النمولة لغادي بيصل هنا ده أكتر من 6 هبال دي هو بيعرف يصير زيادة لأنه أنا تاجر لما أنا شيلوا مني حاجة ده ما بقدر أخليه كده لازم أنا باخد حاجة فوق عشان يحصل يعني كان ضريبة برا كمان لكن في حاجات هبال كتير في السكة ده هو قاعد يجيب مشاكل كتير لو
ما كان في قرار من مكتب الرئيس وزول الخان قاعد بينفذ هو CDF Chief of Defense Forces عشان ينزلوا هبال للكل مشكلة وين؟
هبال ده المرات بننزلوه مثلا أنا مشيت في سايد بتاع الويست إند هنا في هبال كان نزلوه في النهاية هسه تاني رجع هبال ده بننزلوه ما تاني بيرجعوه لأن ما في فولو أب من الناس المسؤولين ده كان في فولو اب كان حاجات ده ما بيكون زي ده انا اخذت الديسيشن لابد I will follow the decision عشان تاني حاجه ده ما يحصل.
الرسالة بتاعك بتاعك شنو للجنوبيين؟
انا الرساله بتاعي بالنسبه للجنوبيين وخاصه العمال بتاعنا بتاع هناك ده نحن فعلا في ظروف يونا عايشينه. البيت ذاته بقى النسوان ياهو بتاع ناس لانه من عندهم سمول بزنس ده ياهو قاعد، لكن انا غير اكلمهم خليهم يصبروا، الناس خلي يصبروا، في احتمال بعد ده يعني الوضع ده بيصلح. طبعا يعني البلد ده ما بقدر يصلح سريع كده الا دار الصبر، فنحن كعمال والمواطنين خلينا نصبر ما نعمل اي حاجه. حتى زي ما انتم شايفينه برغم ده السالري ماشي للسنه وشويه، لكن العمال ياهو شغالين. ليه ما كان زي زمان في قانون بتاع بابليك سيفز كان لغايه يوم 5 ما ودي السالري بتاعك تكون ريمينت هم، لكن قلنا خلوهم يواصل شغل بتاعنا داير منهم خليه يواصل الشغل بتاعه ده لغايه ما السيتويشن بتاعنا بيجي كويس. شكرا.
نعم جورج بول باياوي سكرتير العام بتاع ساوث سودان ووركرز تريد يونيون بالذب من وزير جيمس خوث ماي وكمان ملين ماري موغا وجورج بقول شنو تصل معنا توالي في 09 986 ناخد أول مكالمة راديو.
Yes.
Hey radio.
Good
evening.
James.
Yes.
Yes, happy new month and happy International Labor Day.
The same to you, my brother.
Yeah, actually what the minister has said, I can regard them as a talk show. Because sometimes our leaders are best in talking, giving points without action. And action is always louder than words. We have been trying to support our government as civil servants, but the government is not taking care of us. You see, you cannot work for the whole year. You only receive for 2 months, and then the other year is cut off, and people jump to another year. This is the exploitation that people are calling for dignity and equality in workforce. So for us, the government failure has led to the underperformance, and even the people that we are caring, the whole civil servants, the people whom we are caring for, are now suffering because the government is not able to pay us on time. And then within the government, few are benefiting. You can find someone who is working within the same institution is driving a luxury car and living in a very big apartment. But for you cannot afford even the Rakuba to live. How come now you have seen the number of youth who are employed? Even the people who are employed, they are not getting anything. So for them to blame the graduates now, this is something that is caused by them, not the graduates. Because you cannot go and grab jobs. The few jobs that are there are being offered by the sons of honorables and generals through procedures that are not provided. And also the private jobs that are also available for the nationals are being taken by the foreigners because the leaders are not
Majung Sudan? All right. Mafi Mushkila, I'm sorry, your line just dropped. Still, you can get back to us on 0911-22986-986. Nasma Mindabaro Radio.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
You are speaking to Joshua from Shep.
Good to have you, Joshua.
Thank you. First of all, I want to appreciate the iRadio presenters, especially you, for always coming up with the topic of good conversation.
Thank you, my brother.
Actually, you are teaching the whole nation in a way that they can, even the leaders, if they are to listen, they can improve. The fact that you are always going to those politicians, you are interviewing them, is always very right. Otherwise, coming to the point of which the minister who has just talked about, I think my colleague pointed out that these people are good at talking. Of course, talking of these labor issues, if you most of these things are dwell in Juba. These people don't see outside. Going back to the villages, especially the teachers, the doctors, the nurses who are working with the different facilities there in the villages. They don't see what they are getting, which means they don't favor us. So the government is doing nothing. Or the youth are now they are fed up. Many of them are running away from the country. We have lost hope. So if they are to listen to the high radio, they should know that. Let me know if you are getting me.
I'm getting you loud, yeah.
Yeah. So they should know that we are now exhausted. Everything that we were hoping for, we thought the country will improve. The day come by day, there is nothing improved. So the government should often, most especially the top leaders, should open their eye. They can, first of all, they should talk of peace, permanent peace. If peace is there, others should follow slowly by slowly. They should even take other things as first priority, especially the education. Now, of course, the education system in South Sudan is very low because the teachers, they are trying to teach, but there's nothing at the end of the month. The doctors, the nurses they are doing their own work to make sure our people are very healthy, but then at the end of the day, they are getting nothing. So we are so exhausted. The government they are always coming up with good initiatives. Like, I always listen, only that sometimes I try to call because there are too many callers, otherwise I don't get chance. I always get them very well that they are coming up with a very good initiative. Like, those things that could even bring good money to the South Sudan. But this money, if it comes, it will be now in their pocket. They don't even give to the youth. The youth are suffering. So we are fed up. The government should stand up. Otherwise, we don't see any future for the South Sudanese youth, even the elders, even you, the journalists. You people are teaching us very well. We are now learning through you. Even I'm now getting interest in journalism because of you people. But these people of, the leaders of South Sudan are really touching, they are touching us, which means we have lost hope totally. Thank you very much for hosting me. Otherwise, we shall meet next time.
Thank you very much for sharing your thought with us. If in case you have just joined us, you're listening to the Sundown Show with me, Madrama James. Now, the Minister of Labour, James Hoth-Mai, says despite the absence of an official gathering to commemorate the 2025 Labour Day, his ministry is actively working on several key initiatives to improve workers' condition across the country. We are asking you, what's your reaction on to that? And he also mentioned that Junubin are suffering in hotels, markets are taken up by foreigners, and the working environment is so harsh. Now we are asking you, how best can this be improved, and what would be your central message to the government? Radio. Quite unfortunate, please. If you are also calling us, stay away from your radio, reduce the volume. Otherwise, our studio line remain on 0911-22986 and 986. Let's get from this. Aywa.
Hello, radio.
Naam.
Aywa,
Sultan Joseph.
You have a long time.
A long time, walai. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah. Labor Day,
yeah, Zol, wale bun, wale, you know.
Wala bun, wala ya, ita zaman, aliyu ta umal, Sudan gadin, kan haja kabir jiddan, bari ta yi da bai bazina, wale bai ya je su muna bitayi, al-buruj bitayi. Wai, dik shar wai, wa muna bitare, ka sa da haka take, alwal kyara yin ta dayar ta zura fogo. Al'asas ita يبقى عشان العمل ذاته بكون مقصود، لكن دي نتا ولي ما في حاجه وين Akina hasa ya mtawajemi ide kuizi bas lakini ma fi nasiya ko ga sada
Jaba Nashif.
al-gurub ta junub da sai sabari na asma da la petrol wacce fi dan kana da ile wadu wai ana asma su wata tani gal fi guruji mai kina mun lon ti Amerika ina ko bija a kana multen miya sai an ga da kullu kan ja guruji ta petrol da wai الشباب ده ما له يشغلوا انتوا قنبين كويس ولا يعمل تنميه ولا يعمل مدارس ولا يعمل المستشفيات كويس ولا بعمل يدي الناس كوتي عشان كوتي يكون ستيبل كويس يقول لي تعبانين ساكن يا مترجم اللي يقدر مهم هو يدي عود سما ساكن ناس قاعدين يوم واحد لكن ما في حاجه فوق يا مترجم انا بتمنى كلم مسؤولين بينهم عداني يسمع كلام بتاع الناس المتصلين موتين قاعد يقول شنو زي انا قاعد اقول في شنو انا كمان دور جاي ايده جاي كلي حكومه يجي منا بتاع ايد وكلي اسمه شهر بدري لان كان اجي بكون له لكن اجي ثلاثه كده هسه هي بتوع فيها بترجم
بكون قوي
اصل الناس قاعدين بيودوا الا الناس اللي عندهم قروش كتب عنده الكذب جوا هنا يا جاب قربان ياكل لكن زيننا ده ولا قربان ساكت ما شكرا
أنا كان بارو درجة في زيارة في بيت لكن لو جودة ناشف زي ده ما بيجا ما في طريقة زين
ما بيشيل أبدا جيم أنت جاي كلا شربون ساكت ترمانجا ما مولي تاكوي
شكرا رجالي السلطان شكرا أنا أمريكا سلطان جوزيف مينا سكسيتا هنا في جوبا. Sultan is also wishing in a special day like this, government should pay civil servants on time so that they will be able to celebrate the Labor Day in style. Now, via our Facebook page, we have one of our regular writer, and I would like to also thank you so much, Gordon Riak Malek, for always being with us. Now, you are saying it's evident that our citizens face significant financial constraints that hinder their ability to start businesses, as a capital is essential for job creation and self-employment. A critical concern is the overwhelming presence of foreign entities in our national market. I call upon the National Minister of Trade and the National Minister of Labor to take action regarding the prevalence of foreigners engaging in business activities without employing South Sudanese individuals in their private sector. Thank you. I hope your message, of course, will reach out to the concerned authority. Let's hear from this radio.
James.
Yes, Mike.
James, how is Juba?
Juba is tamam. Happy Labor Day.
Thank you.
So,
James, I want to tell you the work I'm doing. I am an engineer. So, if I'm an engineer, I'm employing some workers like casual laborers, and then machines, and then others, and others. So, if I'm employing a machine, I'm paying him around 60,000 a day. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you, yeah.
Then I'm paying casual labor. I'm paying you 60,000 a day, and then I give you food for 10,000. Then a casual labor, I give you 10,000 for food, then I pay you 25,000. So when you calculate the money I'm giving these workers, they are better than the people working in the government. This is what I want to tell the youth of South Sudan. Please forget about the government work. There is no money there. If a helper, I'm paying in a month 750,000. In a month, that is a helper. What about the merchant who's getting 60,000? So they are getting good money. They are okay. They are not complaining. But the problem with the youth here, they wanted to move with files that they wanted to work in the government. There is no money there. Your soul, you will move and your shoes, the soles are getting finished, and then you start complaining. Let us learn this work whereby we cannot rely on the government. Anytime you can work in the government, but don't go to university and then start complaining, coming. Set your work outside the work where you go and say that you wanted to get the work in the office. This work in the office are not paid. That's why you see the civil servants are complaining. They are not getting money for 6 months. How can you say for 6 months without getting money? How are you feeding your family?
That's the issue.
You bring it. Say, please, people should forget about this work, and then we don't give the government pressure. The government is also trying its best. In fact, the country is still having only something like 15 or 10 years. It has not yet stayed so long. They are setting things, but the problem, people are giving the government a lot of pressure. And to start things are not easy. Starting things are not easy. 10 or 15 years, that will be okay. But don't put pressure on the government. Learn to do the work. When you go now to Obama, there is what you are going to Uganda, then you go to that end of Obama. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you.
You find the foreigners are the ones cultivating there, and they are getting a lot of money from this food they bring from there to Juba here.
Even
use a lot in Juba.
Even in Aru Junction, one of the busiest, center along the Juba Nimule Highway.
And then what about our youth? They wanted to be they won't be just stuck in Juba. They're coming to Juba to disturb people, to become even these guys who are robbing people in the street. You get something, that cultivation. Then you forget, first of all, about this work in the government. Anytime you will get.
Oh, quite unfortunate. Mike, thank you for sharing your thought with us. Mike Bugul, shokol be thablueta humal wa shakal be zabe huma be wasat hajat algat basit de bimana gurush bukun go ikali so bumana shabab bardo خليش تقل شغل بأرغان بتومن عشان كمون بيالغا amaisha. Now, a couple of you have reached out to us via our Facebook page. Let's now have our first commercial break of the show. When we come back, I will go through some of your messages. And you can also use that platform to wish, Happy Labor Day to your friends and family around the world.
Ministry of Health is conducting a commemoration of African Vaccination Week with a new vaccines introduction of measles, targeting all children aged between 6 to 59 months. Take your child to the nearest vaccination center during the African Vaccination Week or the Big Catch-up campaign.
Good morning, Mama Mary.
Good morning, Mama Gloria. Where are you coming from this morning?
I had taken Gloria to get vaccinated against measles at the health center. She was also vaccinated with other routine immunization vaccines at no cost. Is baby Mary already vaccinated?
Yes, she was vaccinated last month. Does she need to be vaccinated again?
Yes, she needs to be vaccinated with at least 2 doses of measles routine vaccines at both 9 months and 18 months to be fully protected.
Really? I just heard from afar that there will be vaccination campaign during the African Vaccination Week, but I was not keen enough to get the details.
You know, measles vaccine is effective in preventing against measles and deaths in infants and young children. A lot of children were not vaccinated with the second dose. Some even travel without being vaccinated. I wouldn't want to see any child get measles.
I didn't know that measles is that serious, that it can cause serious disease, complication, and even death to my child.
Yes, measles is a life-threatening disease caused by the measles virus. The signs are cold-like symptoms: fever, cough, running nose, red watery eyes. Children who survive may experience a weakened immune system and a rare but severe brain condition.
Weakened immune system and severe brain condition? That sounds scary. How can I protect my child from this dangerous disease?
The only way for your child to be safe is when your child and all children in your neighborhood are vaccinated with measles vaccine.
I will do that immediately. Where can I take my child for this vaccine? I hope it's not late.
No, you are not late. Measles vaccine and all the other routine vaccines are available at all health facilities and designated health centers in your areas. Tell all your neighbors with children between 6 months up to 59 months to be vaccinated.
I'm glad you told me. I will take my child immediately to the nearest vaccination center for measles vaccination.
Bring your child to the nearest health center and protect them from measles and vaccine preventable diseases. A vaccination card will be given after and should be kept safely. Continue to breastfeed a child with measles and give the child nutritious food. This message is brought to you by the National Ministry of Health with support from WHO and UNICEF.
The Sundown. For the news, views, opinion, debates, and discussions. Listen to Who is Who, talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on The Sundown, your eye on South Sudan.
Welcome back from the commercial break, and as I said earlier on, it's a high time now for us to have a look at some of the messages you have sent via our Facebook page. Bino Lang is saying he agree really with what Sultan Joseph have said. A party or celebration like this cannot be done dry without even money. Thank you. Sultan Joseph في وايد كاتب بهذا في فيسبوك حاجة بقوله باتفاق ومرتاح مع كلمة لتشارك. طبعا لو احتفال يوم كبير زي ده يوم بتاعه ما بقدر أعمله بدون قروش، وبشكرتك بذات وصل رسالة لتا رسول له ناسما من داي راديو. أيوة.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, Joseph.
And good evening to the audio. Appreciate radio for updating us on this statement from General Dr. James Osmai, Minister of Labor. The statement is very clear from the minister, but that is the same statement was said by the minister last year that we are working on the law that provided
conducive environment.
Workforce right. Because now the labor laws are to give South Sudanese their right, and other people who join South Sudanese to work has right also in that labor. But when we talk about the labor day, we have to ask ourselves, in that level, there is somebody last year complaining that he is a director general in the ministry and is not able to take his wife to the hospital, my brother, because his salary is not able to treat that woman. Why are we create big posts and we have nothing to get? We're supposed to know the nature of the work. If you are in the ministry, we compare the ministers of today with directors of 6 years and 7 years. Because that time, even the government officials of today, they were in their uncle houses or somebody relative house being taken from their family, from the village to be in the school. And that person is able to save them. He's able to put them to the school, is able to treat them, is able to give them everything they need. But those people of that time, they were not ministers, they were not directors. Some of them, they were get watched in the ministries. And they're able. Some of them, they're not general in the army. They're not general in the other regular forces. But they were able. So now we created a big job, big position to the people, and there is nothing people are getting. So these laws, they must come to in the speed to help the people. You could not be in position that you are getting nothing. You must create the position, and you must know that that person is getting his right in the end of month. You have to give somebody salary. You have to give them allowances. You have to give them medication, because there is a medication allowances. To be there, renting allowances. All these things, that's why you have to employ somebody. If those things are not there, why are we bothered ourselves saying that we are preparing laws to give anyone right? We choose, like Minister said, that people went for liberation of this country to get freedom. People took their decision to go and die for the freedom. Now we have a freedom, yes, we get independence. Why we get independent and the country is worse than the country that we fought about it? Because we fought about the government of Sudan because there were doubts. Today, where are we going to get freedom again? We fought about freedom and we get independence. need to be seen by the current parliament of this nation and the current executive and the current judiciary that what are we going to do? Because this is our country. It is in our hand and the resources are for us. Why we use our resources and we used to be talkative when there is a talk show? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joseph, for sharing your opinion with us now via our Facebook page. We have got a couple of them. Agustino Luis is saying, "Hello, Madrama James. I'm watching you live from that is wow. Regards to everyone who is listening to iRadio at this particular moment, especially the writer and you in the studio. And happy International Labor Day for everyone who is alive and all over the world. And regards also to his second wife called Susie Peter in Wow." Thank you. Now we have W. Christopher Georgie. He's saying, "Hello, Madrama James. I'm watching you live from Western Equatoria State, Yambio." Thank you, Christopher. Your second request is taken into consideration. And I thank you also so much for reaching out to us. Let me find out from this iRadio.
Madrama Jam.
You are Lul.
How are you?
I'm Tamam. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day to you. Madrama Jam, long time indeed.
A long time.
Thank you very much for having me on this very important day.
Well,
Madrama Jam, I think this is an important day which was celebration. It is unfortunate that the government said that we will not be able to celebrate it because it is a day in which we honor our workers. So the problem is, Madrama Jam, now in our country there is a high level of unemployment and many people cannot make ends meet, many families and thousands of South Sudanese are living below the poverty line, and it is concerning. But this is due to inaction of government because the government failed to create jobs for the people of South Sudan, and I heard in your interview with the minister, he said that use the word idle. Madam Jim, no one is idle, and it is the government that failed to employ young people so that they can stand for themselves. No one is really idle, but government should do more so that people. You look, and our pound is weakening, and if you go to market now, even if you carry 1,000 of money, and then there's no value, and then nothing it can buy. So this is something that needs to be addressed by our government. For example, the prices of goods are skyrocketing out of control. The inflation is high, and this needs action from the government. Action is needed, not just a word, not just a hollow word, Madam Jam. So this is what I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Lul. You are always with us sharing your thought, and I hope some of your opinion will equally shape this country. Francis John Andriano is saying, hello, the listeners of iRadio, and Madrama James Andriano is watching us from wow, thank you. Waragwata Nyimo is saying, hello, iRadio. I am watching you live from Fochola. That's in Greater Pibora Administrative Area. I would like to inquire about the specific initiative that Ministry of Labor is currently implementing. Now, according to what the minister said, that they are working on a number of issues, including that's workers' wages and migration policies, okay, for your information. And then William Jere is saying, is watching us live from Western Equatoria State capital, Yambio. Thank you so much. Let me hear from this iRadio, my last caller for now. iRadio? you can get back to us on our studio line still. Now we have Agustino Luis, who is watching us live from Wow, that he passes greetings to all laborers around the world, because this day is for everyone. The problem of South Sudan is there's no opportunity for the youth because of the ongoing conflicts in the country. If there is peace, then everything will be fine. Without peace, it will be really difficult. I radio. Nasuma Mindai radio. Sharing manina tani fi zaman bita sabes na bugula na bodi furu sabes le mukhalama yala badaka nina BMC gidam 09 wide wala 299 986 Danga from Australia is saying women need more support in multiple areas, including government positions. And some men still calling us women using terms inti or ita marasakit, which is so hurting. Final caller. Radio?
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening, one more.
Good evening.
Thank you. This is Coach Joshua calling one more.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. So I have come for the solution because before you said we are asking what should we do. So I think what the government should do is to improve the wages of its workers, like the journalists, the nurses, the doctors, the teachers. So that one is the work of the government. So the ministry of labor should also form committee that should maybe take a review on the workers, especially those one who are working in the hotel. There are those one who work in the hotel. Some of them are security guards, others are cleaners. So those one are mistreated. Most of those security departments are owned by foreigners. So the way they are mistreating those ones, the ministry now I think should form committees that should go from one hotel to another to investigate how their life is. I even have experience. I was working somewhere. I will not tell because that one may seem like they exposing somebody. So sometimes you just be there just because you want to survive. Because living in Juba, you need to survive. Even if they are mistreating you, they are telling you to do this. The whole night you don't sleep. And for us, we are students. In the morning we go back to school because the whole night you do not sleep. Reaching to the class, you will be dozing. You listen to nobody in the class. So at the end of the day, you are also getting less pay. The money given to you is very small. So I wish the Ministry of Labor should now form committees to go from one hotel to another to investigate or to overbill these people.
Thank you.
How are they living? What are they getting? Are they not mistreated by these people who own the thing?
Thank you.
So that thing should now improve the living standard of our workers.
Thank you. All right. It's time now for our news headline, and thank you so much for sharing your thought with us. And we have been talking about the Minister of Labor, James Hotham. He says, despite the absence of an official gathering to commemorate the 2025 Labor Day, his ministry is actively working on several key initiatives to improve workers' conditions across the country. I've been your host, Madrama James. Thank you so much for sharing your thought with us.
This is iRadio.
The iRadio.
Your eye on South Sudan.